Born and bred in Tuscaloosa, not raised in Baton Rouge. Didn't ride no wagon train to Norman or to Boone. They said I'd never make it, just a name they overlook. Now I'm burning up their game plans and ripping up their books. No 5-star shine, no silver spoon. I came up grinding on a Friday night moons. Now they feel me coming like a 4th down blitz. Got them talking sideways, throwing fits. But I must admit, I can't quit. 'Cause I'm the outlaw of college football. Ain't no stripes can hold me back. I don't need their legacy or no booster money stack. I don't bow to no tradition. Ain't no handshake deals I need. I just play for pride, for fire, and the will to make them bleed.
Woo! And here we come, man. It's we're approaching Christmas. Merry Christmas to all, and all a crimson night. And we got me and Killer Breeze on here. We decided to give y'all a special Christmas Eve special, midday version, because we know a lot of people going to probably be with their families tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about the college football playoffs and how they can help fans in the future. I got this idea from Reese Davis and his entourage on ESPN College Game Day or whatever it's called. And then we're going to talk about who's Michigan waiting on. Rumor has it he may still be waiting on DeBoer. And the Oklahoma Mirage season. Was this season a mirage? And we'll talk about that and maybe even touch on the fact that did USC tuck tail and run? Killer Breeze want to talk about USC continuing to dip out of these games and whether it might be actually a good thing that USC did so we can force Notre Dame to do what we want to do. But let's welcome Killer Breeze in the show. How's it going, brother?
What's happening, my man? You're going to have to, you and the posse, bear with me today. I'm actually en route to go see the family for Christmas. So I'm doing this. This is going to be a Christmas Eve posse session from the truck.
Well, me and you talking about this off air. Reese and them made some good points, man, that I'm really down with, and that is we need to make this college football playoff a little bit more affordable for the common Joes and common Sallies in the know. They need to have more. I think they need to go away from catering to these bowls at least for 2 rounds. They could still integrate these bowl games into the Final Four, but the first 2 rounds, in my opinion, definitely need to be on campus. It helps the economies of the local college programs that they're in, and also it would probably be a lot easier and a lot cheaper for people to attend the games. Now, I will say a lot of the hotels are very pricey in some of these smaller towns because of the availability issue, but I don't know, man. I mean, what do you think about all that?
Well, I think I was reading somewhere that the OU Alabama playoff game did crazy good numbers in terms of the ratings. And from what our own eyes told us and from what we heard the announcers talking about, it seemed like the atmosphere was off the hook. It seemed like the atmosphere was unbelievably good. I mean, let's all face it, dude. When they bring 50 Cent out in the 4th quarter, it's just like, holy. I mean, you thought couldn't get, it was pretty awesome. Whether you're a rap guy or not, it was. I thought it was pretty awesome. But anyway, so I would agree with you. I mean, I'd take it a step further. I feel like the only bowl game that they should just use a bowl game and they should just rotate from the 4 major bowls that they used to rotate through for the BCS and just rotate the national championship game only, and the rest of them are played at home. I mean, even the semis, because, dude, I mean, at a certain point, do we care at all about the product on the field, or do we just care about the money? I mean, at some point, we got to at least pretend like we care a little bit about the game. And if you care about the game and putting the best, you talk about the price of these games for these fans. Don't we have an obligation, if we're going to be raping them the way we do on the price, don't we have an obligation to at least make it as good as possible? I mean, and these home game atmospheres are the best, they're the most fun for the fans, whether you're the home team or a visiting fan.
I completely agree, and I would even go as far to say, like you said, I would, I would like to see it go all the way to the championship game, just like the NFL does it. The
Yep.
NFL sort of has that right. The NFL is talking about scaling back to having their conference championship games on a neutral site, but they don't need to do that. They need to stay right where they're at. College football needs to come to where the NFL's at. And usually, I don't say that because I don't like some of the stuff that the NFL does. But
Yep.
it's not only the price and affordability of having to go to freaking 4 games, maybe even 5 if you go to conference title games, which those things are going to go away, in my opinion. But it's also even it makes it where only the uber rich can attend these games, first of all. Second of all, even the uber rich can't afford to take time away from their jobs for 4 games. If it's like spread out all across the nation, you got Alabama and Indiana who are over here on the East Coast going all the way to Pasadena. You got Oregon and Texas Tech going from the West to Miami. It just makes no sense, man.
Yeah, no, I agree. I totally agree. And when you start talking about what's best for the fans, like you said, the travel, certainly, saving them the cost of that. I just, all in all, I think from everything we've seen from the expanded playoff these last 2 years, it seems like clearly the agenda, one of the top priority items of the agenda for next year should be, how do we get as more of these home games for the playoff? How do we get more of that in there? And obviously it's not that difficult. It ain't that hard, but you gotta break it to the good old boys because let's face it, we know what the bowl game system is all about. This is how these guys, this is one of the ways that the elite make even more money. This is how all the good old boys set themselves up to make a ton of money off these bowls that's really the priority clearly at this point. And once they proliferated the number of them from a dozen or so, to shit, you only have to have 6 wins to get to one.
That's all going to
Yeah,
stop, in my opinion.
I think you're right. I think you're
All
right.
them
And I also
bowls,
think you're
all
right
them
about the
bowls,
championship game.
they're going to go extinct, in my opinion. And the biggest holdup for the last century has been the freaking Rose Bowl, man. When they
Yeah,
tied up both conferences in the 1950s, the Pac-12, which was the Pac-10 or Pac-8 then, and the Big Ten, they basically took their ball and went home from everybody else. They got tired of inviting Southern teams out there and then whipping their ass is what it was. And then
yeah,
so everybody will say, well, y'all tied up with a bowl too. Well, we was forced to. All the other conferences at that point had to go out and grab them a bowl. And because the
yeah,
Rose Bowl drug their feet, we weren't able to get the BCS until the early 2000s. And then after that, they drug their feet a little bit more and didn't really join in until one of their teams had to split a national title with LSU.
yeah.
USC had to split that shit with LSU.
Yeah, that's right.
Pretty funny. And forced them to do that. And then, of course, the Alabama LSU situation made them have a knee-jerk reaction to the fact that they needed to expand it so they could get in there, which all that did was allow the SEC to get more teams in. And they just been
Like it
holding
should
it
be.
up. They said on the show with Reese Davis, they was talking about something really trivial that really pissed me off is that the Rose Bowl's been holding on to this 4 o'clock time slot on January the 1st because they want to be able to see the sunset at the beginning of the 4th quarter. I'm like, how the hell do y'all let people how y'all let the Rose Bowl hold up all of college football like that for something stupid?
I didn't know that until you told me that. That is the craziest, but that's par for the course, isn't it? This is not the football. Football does not mean as much to those clowns out on the West Coast like it does to us. For what, you know, call it whatever it is, you know, it does mean more to us. And that's clear. And, for them to be more concerned about being able to see that pretty sunset than the damn game itself, I
Yeah,
think that tells you everything you need to know about said Skittle shitters.
they're stuck in this time warp that they don't understand. They just don't want to give it up, man. What's going to end up happening though is they're going to end up going away. They're going to
Yeah.
screw themselves completely out of the picture, and all they're going to have is their little stupid parade that they do every year, and that's going to be it. They're going to be the Rose Bowl parade, and that's going to be it. There ain't going to be no football game. It's just going to be the Rose Bowl parade, in my opinion. I mean, that's what I would do. Just like that. I'll get to that in a minute, but well, hell, let's just go ahead and jump on it right now. Sort of like Notre Dame. Oh, we don't want to give up our independence, blah, blah, blah. Our independence is our identity, when we all know it's not. Y'all just want to have your cake and eat it too. You're over in the ACC part-time, mooching off of them. Mooched off of them in 2020 during the COVID year. And now USC's dropped in the schedule. And I told y'all in my video a couple of days back, man, it's like it's coming, man. Everybody's going to drop your ass. The gig is up, man. But you're sort of in a catch-22. You don't want to take up for Tebow, Lincoln Riley, Linky boy, the stinky Linky, the bitch out west, and the Skittle shitters. But you also want to see Notre Dame get exiled for their behavior this past year.
Well, you know what the great thing about that is, my college football brother? You don't have to take up for Tebow, because thankfully this situation actually is the win-win for the likes of you, me, and the rest of the Outlaw posse. Because this is a bad look for Notre Dame, because it's a foreshadowing, like you said, of things to come, where these bigger Power 4 schools go, why don't we need to schedule Notre Dame? Notre Dame, and now you have Notre Dame trying to put together any kind of a schedule that just doesn't look like even more of a joke than their schedule already looks like, which is a joke. And but then at the same time, you got long-time national championship and or NFL Hall of Famer players, Trojans. They're pissed. They're not happy about this. They say Keyshawn Johnson said Lincoln Riley made a comment about how, long term, and Keyshawn said, hey, you're not going to be here long term, man. But USC Notre Dame will. So this is great for us, because we just get to sit back and watch all of the Notre Dame supporters call Lincoln Riley a coward because he's running from competition again, and that's what he wants. And his own alumni are saying that. And you get to sit back and watch all the Notre Dame haters talking about this is what's to come for Notre Dame. So it's great for you and me, brother. It's the best of both worlds.
Well, what's ironic is they cling and talk about they want their independence so bad, but in reality, Notre Dame, you're not independent really. You need us.
That's
you
right.
need the rest of us to schedule you. And we sort of dawned on us like, we don't really need Notre Dame. Yeah, do they bring eyeballs to the TV screens? Yeah, they still do, but that shit's slipping. And if you start making them play Northern Illinois and Marshall every year, which they lost to both of those teams, by the way, so even the MAC is not a secure place for Notre Dame to hide. But it's just we don't need Notre Dame. Notre Dame needs us, so they're not independent.
Hey, how did Jack Nicholson say it in A Few Good Men? You want me on that schedule. You need me on that schedule.
That's right.
We don't need you, bitch. You need us. And guess what? We're not playing anymore. Why do we need to help you? Any team in the SEC is going to go, oh, let me see. We got to worry about 9 effing SEC conference games, 1 extra one, and 1 less bye. And then how much motivation do I have left to help Notre Dame? Let's see. None.
Exactly. It's just, the curtain's been drawn back. It's like on the Wizard of Oz, man. We see you for what you are, man. You're small, that's right. Man. This whole time you were small. You needed us this whole time, and we're sort of starting to realize that you're not really independent at all. You're a bum. You're a bum. A bum school that's been bumming off of college football for about 70 or 80 years.
Yeah, and all that crying you did about the ACC, well, you better hope that the ACC doesn't think that you permanently damage your relationship with them. Because at the end of the day, you better hope that they still want us. Because, by the way, the ACC teams, even though Notre Dame's too good to officially join their conference, go look at their schedule. ACC teams make up a good part of it, more than one. They get a couple of games from the ACC every year. So you better hope that they don't think you permanently damaged the relationship by the way you went and soiled your pants and wet your diaper and
That's right.
cried all over TV about the ACC and how, and did it in such a pompous way. We're just so, that's just your parents would say to you, we're just so disappointed. That's just really what it is. We're just disappointed. We don't understand. Oh, you don't understand? Yeah, they're going to do everything they can to get Miami, who is fine claiming the ACC as their home conference. They're going to do everything they can to get Miami in over your ass, whether you play basketball with them or not. And that's just how it is.
Yeah, and did you see where their basketball team lost to uh, Purdue at Fort Wayne? Not Purdue, Purdue Fort Wayne.
Yeah, dude. That's what I'm saying,
That'd be
man.
like
Like, what we,
Alabama losing to UAH, Huntsville,
yeah.
Alabama, man. They lost to Purdue Fort Wayne. I think it might be they might not even be Division One in
What,
basketball.
NAIA?
So maybe Notre Dame is going to fucking, excuse my language, I just dropped one. Maybe Notre Dame, maybe they're just going to opt out of the NCAA tournament in basketball too. I don't know, man. They're opting out of everything.
They feel like they can do whatever they want. And again, it's just so funny, man. You go listen to them talk, and they really do feel like they are a cut above the rest. A cut above the rest.
I'm
The
not.
best college football program of all time. They really, really, really believe that. And it's just kind of sad. I mean, in a lot of ways, it would be like Harvard or Yale saying that they're the best college program of all time because of what they did 150 years ago. What's the difference?
They prop Notre Dame up, and I know that I'm not trying to insult Catholics. I have nothing against Catholicism at all. But the University of Notre Dame uses the Catholicism and the religion to hide behind. They've used that to their advantage for the past 60 or 70 years. And the Catholics need to be done with them too. By the way, and they just
Well,
banned.
dude,
We're not.
I mean,
They're not a Catholic school. We don't recognize them as Catholics.
crying the way that they cried, it's just so ridiculous, man. It's so ridiculous. And to just lack such self-awareness of who you are and where you fit in the like grand scheme of things. And again, I'm pissed off that the NCAA and the playoff committee, I guess it has nothing to do with the NCAA. I guess it's all the playoff committee, but I'm pissed off that they've acquiesced to Notre Dame once again, giving them a guarantee that
I
they
don't
make it in the
understand it.
playoff.
I
I
don't get it.
don't I don't get it, man.
What are they scared
Why
of?
in the hell?
You got what 18 teams in the Big Ten. You got 16 in the SEC and what 16 in the Big 12
Yeah.
and 16 in the ACC. You got over what 70 or 80 schools, and you're scared of one school in South Bend,
Yeah.
Indiana. Why are y'all so scared of these guys, man?
But it's just like in a weird way, they don't even realize it. But for me, when they sit here talking about and they insist on like how do you insist on getting a guarantee to be in a playoff and still walk away feeling like you got testicles? I mean, it's such a bitch move, dude, to go and go, you know what? And again, in a weird way, it's like they are admitting that their schedule really isn't probably good enough on its own. They are admitting it's like they're going, hey, well, it's not our fault that we play Navy. You need a guarantee that we're in there. As long as we're taking care of business and winning and going on some of the best 10-game runs in college football history. Pete Bavacqua, did you really effing say that? Yes, you did. You said it was one of the 10 best game runs in college football history. That's what you said, man. You can't say things like that and have the rest of the college football world, people that take that and actually take it seriously and know what they're talking about. You can't say things like that and then expect us to keep taking you seriously, because that's asinine to say that with a straight face.
Thunder OU Center describes it just right, I think. Notre Dame is a parasite school, and they are. They're a parasite, man. Just like in 2020 when they didn't have any, they played a full ACC schedule and even participated in the ACC title game. And you see what I'm saying? And it's just like,
Yeah.
what the hell, dude? Y'all just roll over for these monkeys and let them stick that banana right up your ass, man. Every single time, man. They're like a bunch of damn ass monkeys out there, man. I just don't get it, man. It's crazy as hell to me. I don't get it. Why people continue to bend over for them, man. But I don't know.
They've got to have some kind of. They've got some kind of dirt on someone big and high, way up. You know, it's something like that. There's some kind of backroom deal made a long time ago that somehow is being kept alive. It's something like that, man.
Yeah.
You think it, sounds crazy to say that, but it's true.
Let's hope not.
Because otherwise it doesn't make any sense. But it doesn't make any sense, man.
I think it's the religion, man. That's what I think it is. That's what it comes down to, is the religion. They hide behind it. They hide behind it. Catholics need to just be done with Notre Dame.
Well, it is. It's just like, it's just kind of it's also a weird thing to mix religion with football. It's a weird thing, right?
Now, I'm going to switch gears on you for just a second. Michigan has still not hired a coach. And people think that they're waiting on Kalen DeBoer to be done. Sort of like Alabama did with Nick Saban. They pretended like they weren't going to hire Nick Saban. They was going to look for somebody else after Rich Rodriguez took the job and then decided not to take the job. People forget Rich Rodriguez had accepted the job at Alabama, and then he decided not to take it because they couldn't get Nick Saban at the beginning because he wanted to go through the playoffs or get through the regular season with Miami. So Alabama just waited it out. A lot of people think that Michigan is waiting it out to see, because the thing that makes people think that Michigan's waiting on Kalen DeBoer is the fact that Kalen DeBoer still has not yet to sign his new contract.
I got to be honest with you, man. I mean, you've said it yourself before. Where there's smoke, there's usually a little bit of fire. I don't think it means that Kalen DeBoer is seriously entertaining the notion of it, but it does suggest to me that he has not officially told them no, and they are gonna wait. Because from what I understand, that was why Dillingham went ahead and signed with Arizona State, because he thought they were on the precipice of signing the deal, and then Alabama won the game against Oklahoma, thus extending their playoff run, and they didn't officially. I don't think they officially, offered it to Dillingham at that point, and he realized that they were still waiting for a no from DeBoer, and so he signed with Arizona State instead. I'm pretty sure that, well, at least that's what I heard. Obviously, who am I? But that's what the rumor is, and that would make sense to me. But because it is strange. Contract, his extension. I didn't know that until you just said that. That's strange that he hasn't signed his contract. It's also strange that his name keeps coming up. Like, dude, his name shouldn't be coming up anymore if they've officially moved on. If he's officially told them no, and they've officially moved on, why is his name continuing to come up?
It eerily looks similar to how Alabama got Nick Saban.
But I don't think he's going to go, do you? It does look similar to that. I think that's a very good point that you bring up. But do you really think that's going to happen?
Well, I mean, maybe he's just waiting until after the season to decide what he wants to do and see how much money Alabama's going to offer him. Because he's probably getting bonuses right now for every playoff win he gets. I'm sure he's getting some kind of bonus for that. If he wins a national title, if he messes around
and he wins the national title, there's no way he's leaving.
That would be the worst case scenario for Michigan. What they want is for Indiana to knock us out, or Oregon or Texas Tech. If he makes the title game, I don't think he's going.
No way. If he makes dude, I don't think he's going, period. I really don't. And then at the end of the day, he's going to stay.
Now, if
I
things had
mean,
kept going the way they looked like they were going, and Oklahoma had blowed us out, there might have been a possibility that he might have been run out of town. He might not have got a choice.
well, that's true.
Because people forget, and I'm not trying to kiss up to Oklahoma fans or anything, but people forget it was 17-7. Mateer throws to a wide open guy, hits him in the hands, he drops the ball, it would have been 24-7. That changes the whole complexion of that game. Alabama might still came back and won the game. We'll never know, but it sure as hell would have helped. Sure as hell would have helped Oklahoma, because if you don't have that drop pass, well, then you're not going to have the muff punt. See what I'm saying? And so that was that was like a 10-point turnaround. 10-point turnaround.
Yeah, that was
Oklahoma would score 7 points right there, and Alabama wouldn't have got that 3 points. So
no, that's 100% right. I mean, so
had they made it 24-7 and went on to rout us, he might have
gotten run out. That's true.
That game had a lot more riding on it than people realize.
I guess that's really maybe that's the better question. Does Alabama still want DeBoer? I would think they do. I mean,
if we got beat really bad by Oklahoma twice in one season. We got beat by Oklahoma 3 times in a row.
That would have been good.
It might have made some people want to push him out, which I think probably would have been a mistake, really. But I was pretty pissed off too. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, look, man, if you want to leave, just leave. Quit fucking. There I go again. Undropped it twice. Man. You doing good today. You're not going to be on the naughty list.
Trying.
You're not going to be on the naughty list. I'm going to be on the naughty list tomorrow for Santa. So.
Well, I'm trying to just calm down in general. Last night I had one of those bad moments, dude. My neighbors and I, we were playing dominoes. We were playing a little chicken foot, and it's me, my neighbor and his wife, another neighbor of mine, and his fiance, and then another neighbor, right? So we're sitting there, and the game was just taking longer and longer and longer, and it was one of these things where the 2 girls that were playing with us, every time it would come to their turn, they'd be sitting there bullshitting with each other. Now you got me going. They'd be sitting there BSing with each other. And so at one point, it was her turn to go, and she answered a phone, started taking a phone call. And so I just reminded her, like, hey, it's your turn. And all of a sudden her husband's like, hey man, don't disrespect my wife. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, yeah, you disrespecting my wife. You trying to rush her. And dude, I lost it. She was, lit everybody up, lit them up at the table, told them how ridiculous it was. And, and then again, just like always, it's one of those things where afterwards I started, feeling like an asshole because I chewed him out. So trying to just trying to keep it on a more Christmas vibe today. You know what I'm saying?
It's hard sometimes. It's hard, man. But it is great that, one of the greatest imaginary characters of all time wears crimson and white, that being Santa Claus.
That is right. Old Saint Nick, the undisputed crimson, the star, the best, the best to ever wear the crimson. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, more than likely. Yeah,
probably so.
Like, it's one of those imaginary characters that it's a pretty cool imaginary character, unlike those imaginary transgender meaning, because those ain't real either. But Alabama loses to Oklahoma, he probably would have went, but he's winning. I don't think he's going. Says Thunder OU soon. Fred Bagley also agrees. Fred Bagley says, I don't think he leaves.
By the way, I cannot see the comments, unfortunately, at all, just so that everybody knows. If you're saying anything to me, I don't know.
Crazy Anime Gamer, or a resident Florida Gator, says, this is God to Notre Dame. Depart from me, because I never knew you.
That's right. Your motor's running.
Exactly. If I'm the Catholics, I'm like, yeah,
It's a good point.
y'all hypocrites, man. Oh, we're independent. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not independent.
It's a good point. I never really thought about the Catholics being able to just decide to part ways themselves, but they could.
We're gonna get everything
Man,
screwed up.
Catholics
We're
might.
gonna
Do you
get
think
Catholics.
are the Catholics going to enter the transfer portal?
Exactly. We're gonna have
So we got
everybody.
breaking portal news.
We're gonna have everybody banned in Notre Dame. Not just college football, but the religious world's gonna be banned in Notre Dame.
That's right. That's right. We'll be breaking portal news. The Catholics have entered the transfer portal.
And Notre Dame went out and grabbed a series with, ironically, BYU, a home and home with BYU, the team they wouldn't
Saw
play
that.
this year, the team that they were scared to play this year. See, we're not scared to play them. Oh yeah, well why don't y'all play them this year? And all in my DM saying that they live rent free in my head, and how Notre Dame is blah blah this and blah blah that. Man, y'all don't live rent free in nobody's head, man. I mean, they keep saying we're scared to play them, and that's why we're gonna stop playing. No, we're gonna stop playing you because we're putting you in the corner. You're acting like a spoiled little bitch child, and so we're gonna punish you, man. You can say we're scared all you want. It's not that reverse psychology shit's not gonna work with us, man. We're gonna put
That's
you in
right.
your little corner, and you're gonna go over there and get beat by Marshall in Northern Illinois again. That's gonna be your schedule.
It's not the Catholics and the versus the convicts anymore. It's the Catholics versus the Mormons.
And how can not they live rent free in my head? I'm an Alabama fan. Last 2 times we played them, we blowed them out. So how's that rent free?
That's always what. That's always what the little party in the argument says. The smaller party in the argument. They always try to say, "Oh, we're living rent free in your head." Like, nah,
They don't got nothing to come back
y'all are.
with.
Yeah, y'all are always the ones nipping at my feet. How are you living rent free in my head? You're the one that keeps coming around.
Yeah. You're the one's bothered by my truth. If my truth hurts, then like the great Martin Luther King said, man, the truth shall set you free. Notre
It
Dame.
should. It should. I know it should. Whether it does or not. By the way, just a travel tip because
This
this
is a
is going
good
to
point.
surprise me.
This is a good
Um,
point coming up. I'll go ahead and let you make your point now. This is a good comment by Lonesome Darkness. Go ahead.
if you are traveling and you stop at a Bucky's, which everybody knows, I think everybody knows what Bucky's is all about. It's the bomb diggity. But the oatmeal raisin cookies are shit. Don't get one of those. All right, continue.
Oatmeal raisin cookies. Yeah. If you're going to get
They're
oatmeal,
fucking disgusting.
you should just get oatmeal pie like Nick Saban does. He eats a couple of oatmeal pies in the morning for
Hey,
breakfast.
oatmeal pies are pretty damn good. Now they got a whoopie pie over at Bucky's. It's like a big ass version of an oatmeal. Oh my god, it's so good. But you'd be 300 pounds if I ate those things.
Lonesome Darkness, 4879. I think he's a Bama fan. He
He
says
is.
Kalen DeBoer not taking the extension makes me believe he's waiting on an NFL job to open up, which could be the case. I mean, the Titans
NFL job. Wow.
The Titans haven't hired anybody yet, right?
They have not.
I mean,
They have
DeBoer,
not. Did you see it? Did you see
DeBoer
our
could be
Saints are on a
holding.
little run?
What?
Did you see that our New Orleans Saints? Because you are a Saints fan, correct?
Right?
Did you see the New Orleans Saints are on a little bit of a run all of a sudden? I think
They
they
were
won 3 or 4
1-8.
straight.
Weren't they
They would
1-8 at one time?
they had a horrible year. Yeah, until a few weeks ago.
They waited a
But
little too late.
they
They the Aints
started
now.
that rookie quarterback now. They are the Aints again this year. They're passing out the paper bags. They're passing out the paper bags again. Most people probably don't remember what that is, but
Crazy
go look it
anime
up. Go
gamer.
look up the New Orleans Aints.
Crazy anime gamer wants to know what position Santa would play for Alabama or Oklahoma.
Interior offensive line, probably center.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't
I don't
really
know.
have the doesn't have the mobility we need on the outside, of the line, but he's pretty good plugging up the middle.
I think he'd be a good quarterback because he directs all the traffic, with all the
Oh,
reindeer.
that's not a bad idea. Yeah, maybe so. But yeah, damn, he's little. He can't move around too well in the pocket with that belly he's got. So got to kind of figure something out there. Maybe we can get Santa on some kind
He's
of a
like that.
training regimen.
He's like that big boy that played for Kentucky. What was his name? Jared something.
Yeah, I love that guy, man. No, God, what was his last name? Shit, I'm
Jared
not gonna
Lorenzen.
remember it.
Lorenzen.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it. He was awesome, dude.
And he looked like
I love
refrigerator
that guy.
Perry.
He was awesome. Where did he play college again?
Kentucky.
Kentucky. That's right. That's right.
He was a part of that game where the miracle in the bluegrass. Remember that? That's probably the
Yeah.
biggest Hail Mary of all time. There's no Hail Mary that ever beat the miracle in the bluegrass. No Hail Mary whatsoever, man. None.
That was pretty awesome. That was pretty awesome.
Because there was no way the ball was going to make it to that end zone. And what people don't realize is actually they started with the ball at like the 15, got a first down, and then threw a Hail Mary. And it got tipped by 2 or 3 players by Kentucky, and guy just sneaks in behind him and takes it to the house.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy, man. It's so unbelievable.
Bring back
It's a
blasters
great,
from the pastors.
yeah, dude. It's pretty awesome. It was pretty awesome. It was unbelievable. I still, when you talk about it right now, and it takes me right back to watching
Hey,
it live.
I'm not even an LSU fan. That shit was beautiful. I
Yeah.
happened to watch the whole game. Usually I'd turn it off. I just sat there. It was one of them Jefferson Pilot games early in the morning. I hated Jefferson Pilot, by the way. And
Oh, I forgot about that. Jefferson
I
Pilot.
saw that shit. I'm like, my mouth just dropped. I just sat there speechless,
Yeah.
man. I finally got the gumption to call my buddy. I said, "You just see that shit?" He's like, "No, man, I turned it off." I'm like, "Man, you're gonna wish you hadn't turned that shit off." Oh my goodness,
It was crazy.
that was
It
better
was
than
crazy.
Doug Flutie. Doug Flutie was the original,
I
Hail
saw
Mary
that
guy.
live, by the way. I saw that happen live. I remember watching that happen live. I was at my grandmother's house, and and there was a bunch of people over. It was Christmas holidays, if I remember. It was either Christmas or Thanksgiving. It might have been Thanksgiving actually. And I saw that happen live, dude. I still remember it. I still remember it. It was crazy.
Hey,
But
speaking of
but you're
Christmas,
right.
speaking of Christmas wishes, Indiana's crimson too. By the way, I think Santa Claus decided to give Indiana an early Christmas wish. I think he actually gave them something they wanted. You want to see it?
Yeah. Well, all I can say is everybody wants Bama until they get Bama.
It's amazing that Alabama. Everybody says Bama's done, but yet people still chant our name at the game. It's become the thing to go to.
Well, now, but think about this. It wasn't that long ago when Ty Simpson was regarded by pretty much everyone as the best quarterback in the country, leading for the Heisman. Alabama was on a 4-game run, one of the best 4-game runs in college football history, Pete Bavacqua. And kidding, of course. But it was a good run. It didn't mean it wasn't a good run. But anyway, so and if you look at the Oklahoma game, by all measures, considering the comeback, which you got to give it to, if you go listen to the Oklahoma breakdown with Teddy and Gabe after the game, the post game wrap up.
Teddy and Gabe.
Teddy and Gabe, yeah, they basically the first they open. No, not Gabe, Teddy and Gabe. They opened the show giving Bama a bunch of credit, and Ty Simpson, you got to give him a bunch of credit. So if Ty Simpson has figured out, gotten back to his peak form, then that changes everything that everybody was talking about with Alabama. Because the big knock on Alabama was their offense was struggling. Well, if their
Yeah.
offense isn't struggling, then what are we talking about here?
Well,
So, like I
they had a
said,
chance to
man,
get.
be careful. Be careful who you ask for, because if no offense to our Oregon brethren in the chat room, but you know, I'd much be rather go up against Texas Tech or Oregon than going up against Alabama. You know, let's be real clear about that.
Well, if I'm Alabama, I'd much rather draw Oregon or Texas Tech than Ohio State or Georgia.
Hell yes.
But it's like people are so bandwagonish, man, and they don't really look at the bigger picture of things, man. Alabama was lighting up teams that were ranked in the top 20. They went on a 4-game stretch, which was really an epic stretch, unlike Notre Dame's. And then we got all banged up, and we had 10 starters out against Georgia, and everybody's automatically declaring Georgia as this great dynasty that's back. And Georgia struggled the week before against Georgia Tech. I'm like, I don't understand how y'all automatically think that Georgia's so great. Alabama gets a little bit healthy now, and they win a game over Oklahoma. And I'm just not sold on Georgia like everybody else.
Well, here's the thing. You know, the what people fail to realize, and we've talked about it on your show before, college football, especially when you get to this level, when you get to the national championship level in college football, it's you got to earn it every week, man. It's week to week, dude. And if you're not going to come out and you don't play your best, the other team on the other side is good enough to beat you. I promise. So it's a big mistake. I know what they're doing. They're going, look at us. Everybody's doubting us. We're Indiana, man. Everybody thinks, look at what we did. We handled Ohio State. We're undefeated. We're the Big Ten champions. They don't think we're for real. Meanwhile, they're going up against a team from a conference where it's a bloody nose fist fight every weekend, and they are completely looking past to the national championship. That's what they're doing, and
Yeah.
that alone is enough to help you lose to anyone left in this draw.
Well, teams like USC and the entire SEC, why should they schedule teams like Notre Dame if you're going to have Indiana dropping all 3 of their non-conference games in favor of G5 schools and Division 1 AA schools? Indiana's Kurt Cignetti, I like him, but that's some stupid shit he said about, we're just trying to be the SEC. Bullshit. The SEC schedules Power 4 teams, you asshole. So I don't want to hear that crap from Kurt. They're making it easy for themselves to get in the playoffs. Why shouldn't the SEC do that? We're going to have to play 9 conference games. Why don't we just pull an Indiana or Ohio State? Now, Ohio State did schedule one tough non-conference game, but just saying, man, why should the SEC not do what Indiana did?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, I totally agree.
Swabby, Swabby G. I think that's a West Virginia guy. He's claims to be an Oklahoma fan too, I think. I don't know. Maybe he's a Tennessee fan. I can't remember. What are you, Swabby? Ain't you a West Virginia fan? I can't remember. He says he owes us an apology for being too drunk to show up for the harassment after OU lost to Bama. Fire away. A lot of people use that excuse. Heath Stokes, one of our biggest donors, said he was going to be on Win or Lose. He said, man, I'm there. And then he wasn't because Heath said he got too drunk. I don't understand it, man. I mean, when Alabama loses, I get my ass on here and I take the heat. Even if I'm drunk, I'll get on here. So why are y'all using that as an excuse, man?
I got on. I took my lumps. It sucks. Nobody wants to do that.
It actually makes you feel better to me because you get in there and get your shit out, man. You get to get that anger out.
Well, yeah. it's just, man, it's just, oh God, it's just so frustrating. It's so frustrating, But, um, it's crazy that it's over. It's over now. So it's just like now we're going back to, hoping for some recruiting news and getting to the summertime, springtime, excuse me, and then to the summer. It's just like, man. But I am excited, to see. It's going to be real interesting to see what Oklahoma does in the off season because I'm not sure what's going on with Tier. Um, there's a couple of players, one in particular that could have come back, which was Robert Spears Jennings, who was declared for the NFL, which, good for him. I'm sure he'll
All
play on
Mason Thomas,
Sunday.
all Mason Thomas, he's gonna go to the NFL.
He's a senior. He's got to go.
Oh, okay.
He has to go. I think he has to go.
Swabby G also wants to warn you against taking Texas Tech lightly. He says they have something to prove with that NIL bag. We'll see. We'll see how good they are when they play outside the Big 12. We'll see how good they are.
Well, I'll say this. There's no secret formula to it. At one time, SMU had the best team in the country. Literally, and it was legit. Their roster was the best players you could buy at the time. And so Texas Tech, that's oil money. I mean, they absolutely could spend the same kind of money that the LSU's and Alabamas and Oklahomas and Ohio States spend. They could. But having the money is not really all that. It's not all just that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with those guys, man. But they, if I'm someone like Texas Tech, I'm coming in humble. I'm coming in with humility. And that way, when you win and you haven't been running your mouth, you just come off as more legit to me. But you're really running the risk here of being that hot shot, coming in, new kid to the party, never really been there before, and you're running your mouth like you've been, a perennial national championship contender. So if this thing doesn't go well for you and you happen to get embarrassed by Oregon or by Alabama, you're going to look like an idiot. So I would just chill a little bit, Texas Tech. And then if you do what you say you're going to do, it'll just be that much sweeter having not run your mouth until the very end.
Exactly. And that's just like all the Notre Dame people run their mouth when Alabama got down 17-0 to Oklahoma. I'm like, that's why you wait until the game is pretty much in hand. And it'd been different if it was 17-0 with 2 minutes left to go in the game. But this is 17-0 with 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter. And y'all talking shit already. It's been numerous times that teams have come back from 17, 21, even 28 sometimes, man. Especially with 3 quarters to go. You see it all the time.
I was just about to say.
See it all the time.
People have come back from 17 in the fourth fucking quarter, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, y'all came back and made it look like a pretty good game when we went up 28-0 on y'all in the first quarter. I mean,
yeah, well,
it can happen.
It happens. That's the main thing. It happens. It's like, I knew damn good and well. That's why when we went up 17-0, I was talking about how, man, we need to really, we gotta. So when y'all scored and just the 17-7, I was like, oh, man, I don't like that. But we had to go. I was like, this is where we gotta get stuck. We gotta try to put this back to 17. I knew, because it's just not being up 17 in the first quarter just means nothing, man. There's so much time left. And I mean, just think about how quickly y'all scored the last 10 points of the first half to tie it up 17-7, dude.
Mm-hmm.
We get the block punt. Luckily, the defense holds y'all to a field goal, and you don't score, right? But we get the block punt, the field goal, and there's less than, I think there's 2 minutes or less, and we're taking the field, but throw a pass to the sideline, fucking, pick six, and within what 10 real-time minutes, it's a tie ball game. You're sitting here going, what just happened? So, I mean, again, Indiana, Texas Tech, all the all the new kids to the party, like, chill your jets a little bit, earn it, and then run your mouth.
That's right. And Chris Camps, he's an Alabama guy. He agrees with you. He says, I don't know if that Bama version in the second half versus Oklahoma can be beat by anybody right now.
I would agree.
Because in the second half, they made some good adjustments. I will say Kane Womack made some good adjustments on John Mateer, and they were getting after John Mateer in the second half.
Well, Womack was showing zone and dropping in the zone in the first half. And then in the second half, he started showing, and it wasn't working, by the way. He started showing man and then dropping the zone. And for some reason, that made all the difference in the world, apparently. So, yeah, they made great adjustments, which that's what good teams do. And again, like, that's the other thing I was going to say was what is really more evidence of to me. And if you're someone like Indiana, you don't know what you don't know yet. And this is your first time in all of this. So you just don't know. You think you know, but you don't. But Alabama knows. They know all about what it takes and whether to freak out. Indiana goes down 17-0 to anyone in this tournament, and they crumbled. But Alabama didn't. They just kept playing. And they knew all it took was one score to start building a little momentum, and then anything can happen, and that's exactly what happened. But I contend that if Indiana would go down to 17-0 to anyone, they're just going to be so, I would imagine, taken over by the moment and having never been there before, and they crumble. So we'll see what happens. But they are, man, they definitely talk.
Well, they act like Indiana's so unstoppable, man. Indiana may whoop our ass. If they do, then I'll be a believer. But Indiana, when they played good defenses, they haven't really scored that many points. They didn't score that many points on Ohio State. Ohio State missed a chip shot field goal. The game would have went into overtime. And they only scored 18 on Iowa. So, I mean, it's not like that they're lighting these good defenses up. They just haven't played any really good defenses, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. I totally agree. It's going to be it's just going to be real interesting to see, man, because like I said, you just never know until you get into until you're actually in the situation, you just don't know. And we'll see, we'll see. We'll see how old Kurt Signetti, the old curmudgeon.
I went ahead and put it in the comment section too. People are hitting me up in DMs and asking about the super chats being back. The super chats ain't back yet. I reapplied for monetization, but they said it could take up to 30 days to remonetize the channel. Of course, they demonetized it. They demonetized it within minutes, but it takes them 30 days to decide to remonetize my channel. Is because I reshared a bunch of Charlie Kirk videos in my short section. So if you want to donate to the channel, you have to help us out. You have to go to $JPC316 on Cash App or JPC316 on Venmo. It'd be highly appreciated if you help us out, get around this censorship of YouTube.
Yeah, it's so nuts, man. It's so nuts. It's the censorship, man. Ridiculous.
I don't understand why it would take 30 days to approve me.
Speaking of, man, well, actually, we won't go there. We won't go there. How many people do we have in the chat? Y'all smash that like button for us. I can't see anything, but I'm just gonna say it. Just smash that like button. Help us out. Let's see if we can't.
Mr. Big Mike, 1947. He agrees with you. He says, I'm with Killer Breeze. Everybody wants Bama until they get Bama.
Yeah, that's
The
right.
whole Mike Tyson thing, right?
Well, that's the thing,
Everybody's
man.
thinking they're great until they get hit in the mouth one time.
Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face. It's true. It's absolutely true. That's my point, and they haven't been there before. And it's just it's just completely different when you're actually there and the pressure of the opportunity lost is riding on your shoulders, you know? And again, Alabama's been there so many times that they know how to emotionally regulate the game. And that's important, you know, that is important. So, that's something I think that Oklahoma kind of struggled with a little bit, to be honest with you,
Yeah, the
towards the end of
line
the
opened
run.
up. For me, it opened up pretty big, man. Pretty worried about it. They opened up as a 7.5 point favorite. Now, it may have went down to 6.5 now, but that's still a pretty big line for Indiana.
Indiana's a 6.5 point favorite.
I think it's 7.5. It may be 6.5 now, but I don't know. But when it first came out, it was 7.5, which means you got to score more than a touchdown to get the money.
Indiana was favored by 7.5, is what you're telling me?
Yeah, I couldn't believe that shit. Like 7.5? Damn.
What?
I can understand maybe 4.5 or something like that, man. But damn, 7.5?
And what is the total?
I don't know. I didn't see that.
Hold on. Well, I can't look at it without taking myself off the screen. Well, that's crazy. That seems aggressive. I'm I gotta be honest with you. I'm taking Alabama in the points all day long. I would have thought that would have been more like, because it's the Rose Bowl, so it's a neutral site for both teams, you know. So there's no, because you basically get, they say you essentially get around 3 points for being at home, but neither one of those teams gets a 3 points. So I would have thought Indiana by three at the most, 3.5 at the most. I wouldn't have thought it would have been a touchdown plus.
There it is right here for the upcoming 2026 Rose Bowl game. Indiana is favored by 6.5 to 7 points against Alabama, with the over-under set at 48.5.
That's 48.5.
Can you see that on the screen?
I can't. It's too small and I'm driving. But so 48.5, huh? Um, I don't think you think Indiana's gonna score a bunch of points?
I guess so.
I don't see it.
I enlarged it a little bit. See if y'all can
I
see
don't
that.
see it happening. I don't see that happening. Do you?
I just think it's disrespectful, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I think that's the worst thing they could have done for Indiana's sake. And now he's got something for motivation. And it's not like Alabama need any motivation with all the shit's been talked to them. But hey, there you go.
Yeah.
And they may cover. They may go in there and just whip the shit out of us, man. I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, it may happen. They got an explosive offense. Got the Heisman Trophy winning quarterback. He's a little goofy, but he won the Heisman Trophy. But I don't know, man. Just saying.
He's definitely goofy.
I
He's
just think it's
definitely goofy.
disrespectful. I'd say that if it was Oklahoma, they shouldn't be favored over Oklahoma or Alabama by 7.5 with the defense.
He didn't want to. He's I don't know. I can't. That seems like a big line to me. I mean, that to me is,
I don't normally bet on
you know,
games, but I thought about putting $50 on that shit.
absolutely. Does it tell you what the money line is?
Money
Does it
line.
give like Indiana minus 140 or something, or minus 160? Do you see anything like that? There would
Let me
there would
see.
there would there would usually be a point spread for the game, a point total for the over under, and then there would be a money line where you just
Okay.
bet one
Let
of
me
the two
see.
teams straight up. But you got to bet either more, or you bet more to win less, or you bet less to win more. It's one of the two. To be crude about it.
I don't know. Let's.
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, obviously, Indiana. I mean, 6.5 points is big, man. You know, people look at it. You know, to the novice that doesn't bet a lot, they'll look at it. They'll look at 6.5, 6.5, 7, 7.5. Those are three very different point totals, and getting up to a full touchdown is big when you're playing high level competition. So if you're in the NFL, if you're at a touchdown or more, you're a heavy favorite. So that tells me that that just shocks the hell out of me, especially coming off of a great performance by Alabama in the game. I mean, outside of the first quarter, they played the next three quarters at unbelievably well. So how are you coming at and you're playing on a neutral field? How in the hell is this team a touchdown underdog? I gotta imagine if Kalen DeBoer is any kind of a motivator, he's got to be using that to his advantage.
I got it right here for you. I went to Bovada, which is where I'm going to start betting it, because State of Alabama won't let you bet on them other sites because they're blocked, because betting's illegal here in Alabama for whatever stupid reason. Just giving money away by making us go across state lines to bet. Stupid shit. But
Yeah.
here it is. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that?
No, I can't.
All right. Well, right here it says, right now in Bovada, Indiana is a 7-point favorite. And they are, says minus 245.
Oh yeah, okay. That's huge.
Minus 245, and then on the over and under, it's minus 110.
Okay, but so minus 245 means that if you want to win $100, you bet Indiana straight up to win the game. You've got to risk $245 to win 100. So if Indiana loses the game by any amount, you lose $245. If Indiana wins the game, you win 100.
No, Alabama is a plus 205.
Alabama. So there you go. So if you bet $100 on Alabama, you're gonna win 205. So if you bet $50, you'd win 102.50. If you bet on Alabama. Which I would bet them straight up to win the game, dude. Plus the points. Definitely take the points, but you're getting a higher payout on your money because I think they're going to win it straight up. You could also parlay those two together, and really, if Alabama wins the game, if you bet Alabama plus 7, see, because that's what I'm saying. If you can find a site where you can get it at 7. It's a huge difference over 6.5. So I would bet Alabama plus the 7. Hey, to the Outlaw Posse, his killers play of the day. Lock of the week. The lock of the week. Bet Alabama plus the 7. Bet the money line on Alabama to win straight up. Parlay them together. And go with the trifecta of wins, and you're gonna have a great day when Alabama.
I don't understand none of that. All I know, I don't bet a lot. All I understand is how to bet on the game. I don't know how to bet on them winning straight up. How does that work?
What do you mean? Say that again.
How does it pay to go from betting on them to just cover to betting on them to win straight up?
Well, it's just a completely different bet. So when you make the bet, you're either going to bet them plus points or you're going to bet them to just win straight up. It's
All right,
it's
so
one or the other.
do they have a payout stat for that to show you how much
Well,
you'd make if you bet Alabama to win straight up? Do they have a payout?
That's what the plus 205 means. If you bet $100, you're going to win 205.
Okay, so if I bet Alabama's going to win straight up, yeah, I win $205.
If you bet 100, if you bet 50, you'll win $102.50.
Right.
That's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
now I understand
But
why
I,
they
I,
use it.
I
I
think
understand why they
Alabama
use
is.
these numbers now.
But if you use, everything is in reference to 100. So the minus 245 means you got to risk 245 to win 100. Plus 205 means you got to bet 100 to win 205. It's all in reference to a $100 bet. But my point to you is, in any situation where you look at the betting line, so in this case, 6.5 points, whether it's Indiana minus 6.5 or Alabama plus 6.5. When you think the underdog is going to win and you're going to bet the game straight up to win, then in my opinion, you should absolutely bet the point spread also, because you're going to win that one too,
Yeah.
because you're getting points. So
Yeah,
it don't
yeah.
matter how much they win by, you're getting points. So as long as they win by 1 point, but the great thing is if they lose by 6 and you got them at +7, you will win. You'll still win that bet and save the bet that you lost on straight up. You see?
But if you bet a parlay, you got to get them all right.
You got to get both of them right. That's right.
Right.
However, you could go to there's a gaming app called Prize Picks where but you have to bet more than 2. So you got to make 3 bets. So I think your 3 bets could be the straight up, the point spread, and then parlaying them together. No, it couldn't be that. So anyway, you got to make at least 3. But at Prize Picks, if you win 2 out of the 3, if you lose one of them, it just reverts to a straight up bet or something like that. You can still win some money, in other words.
Right.
But on a traditional parlay, you're 100% right. On a traditional parlay, whether it's a 2-team, 3-team, 4-team, however many bets are in it, you got to win all of them. If you lose any one of them, you lose.
So Lori Rogers says, great win for Bama, pulling for the Tide. Outlaw, I'm not going anywhere, still part of the posse. Two Crimson Nations rule. Well, not all your fans agree with you. I started out with 55-82 before the game, and now I got 55-65. So I've lost 17 subscribers just for Alabama winning that game.
That's ridiculous. By the way, my screen got too hot, so it shut down. Turn it off, and you'll see me again here in a minute.
Killer Breeze is in the black right now. He's in the dark.
But I can still hear you.
If we ever had Marshmallow on here, this is how we would treat him. We would put him in the dark because nobody wants to see that ugly ass face. That's another thing. Y'all gonna be on the show
Marshmallow.
in the future. If we take call-ins, and in the future we're going to ask y'all to not put your video up, just audio only, because it helps for you and for us. It's not as distracting. So that's what we'll be doing in the future when we take call-ins.
Makes it a little easier it's been fun for us so far.
Billy,
and
go ahead.
Well, I was just to say, I think continuing to add the Outlaw Posse, having them call in and give us their thoughts on whatever we're talking about, I just see that as nothing but a positive thing.
Right. Because we are the home of the Common Joe and the Common Sally, and no, even more
That's
so
right.
than all those media talking heads. Billy effing Murray, like that name. I like Bill Murray. He's pretty cool. Although I do think he said some liberal shit. They have to ruin it for everybody. You know, I used to love watching Robert De Niro movies and who's the guy? Can't remember his name. There's a bunch of them though. Tom Hanks, all of them. Man, I used to love watching the movies until they come out and acted like perverts and libtards. But Billy Effin Murray says before this year's SEC championship game, Bama had not lost as an underdog since 2008 versus Florida. Well, everything has to come to an end eventually, right?
Stuff happens. Things change.
Although I think we were the underdog. I think we were the underdog in one of those games against Georgia in the SEC championship, if I'm not mistaken.
I think that's right. That sounds right. No, I think that seems that sounds right.
Bill Murray also says, outside of being in the Ghostbusters, Bama has better athletes than Indiana. IU success is all good coaching and discipline. If Bama goes in motivated and disrespected, they might roll Indiana.
Maybe. I mean, truly, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Indiana when I say this, but again, I don't see them as some kind of a huge favorite to me, you know. So I think they're going to be real surprised when they, you know, get a taste of that of what it's like in the trenches in the SEC.
You know, Vegas, they don't make lines if they don't think they can make money off of them.
Well, here's the thing, though. You got to remember. This is what you got to remember. People make the mistake of thinking that Vegas, when they set a line, that Vegas is picking what they think the score is going to be. In other words, if they have Indiana as a 7-point favorite, that means Vegas thinks Indiana is going to win by 7 points. That's not really what they're doing. Vegas is setting the line where they think they can get the same amount of people to bet money on both sides, the same amount on both sides, because that's where Vegas wins. They get money on the juice. They get money on the juice.
Well, what if everybody starts taking Alabama? Ain't they going to get screwed?
Alabama wins? No, what they'll do, that's when they'll start moving the line again. So then they'll start moving the line down. So that's what's happened. Like, it started at 7.5. It's already down to 6.5. That means a bunch of people, as they should, have been betting on Alabama. So they keep pushing the line down to try to get people to start betting on Indiana.
Right.
Because Vegas wins by the juice on the bet. They win on the 10% that they get anytime you lose. So they want to have the same amount to pay out. They want to win the same amount on one side that they got to pay out on the other side, because that means they're just going to clear the juice is going to be the profit that they make. And so they're just setting the line because they know most of the general public probably looks at it like, oh, Indiana's just what I was saying earlier. Indiana's the Big Ten champion at 12-0. They just beat number 1 Ohio State. Fernando Mendoza just won the Heisman. You know, of course, everybody's going to expect Indiana to win the game. But keep in mind, there's a reason why Vegas keeps building big-ass, shiny buildings. It's because most people betting don't know what they're doing. And if most people think Indiana's going to win, it's probably a pretty good idea that most people might not know what they're talking about. So, you know, Alabama, I think Alabama is going to be extremely physical. I'm not saying Indiana's not physical, but I think, if nothing else, Indiana's inexperience in the playoff and playing this far into the season is going to catch up to them.
Storm 4601 says, I think it would be great for college football for a 3-loss Alabama team to win the title. Go Tide from the center. Yeah, I think it'd be funny too, because all the shit that they talked about us not belonging. If Alabama beats Indiana,
dude,
everything from there is gravy. I think beating
Yeah.
Oklahoma, they still sort of look at us sideways because a lot of people are saying that Alabama and Oklahoma, neither one deserve to be in. But if they beat Indiana, the number one overall seed and the media darling, at that point, people are just going to have to eat crow because at that point, Alabama absolutely deserves to be in.
Yeah, man. I mean, first of all, if you looked at that game, if you watched that game from start to finish, and you came away from it thinking that neither one of those teams were playoff contenders, you're either an idiot or you're being dishonest. I mean, that's all there is to it. You saw a couple of really good teams, both of which did some pretty damn good stuff, on the field, both sides. So, you know, again, I just think it's foolish it's just so funny to me that of all teams, and I get it, Nick Saban's not there. It's not Nick Saban's Alabama, but has it really changed a whole lot? I mean, in terms of their roster, has it changed a whole lot? No. They still have one of the best rosters in the country. The top 1% of the top 1%. So, to me, it's just hilarious that people all of a sudden think that Alabama is just, some up and comer or some just, this poor old Alabama. Really?
Big Train,
Poor old Alabama. Oh
Big
yeah, poor old Alabama.
Big Train Kiffin is in the house. Big Train Kiffin says take Indiana to cover and Bama to win at 6.5. How would Bama win at 6.5? Bama would have to lose. Indiana's the one that's favored 6.5. So you would take Indiana right now at the 6.5 is what you're telling us, right? Big Train
You
Kiffin.
take Indiana, you laying the points with Indiana. You're laying 7 points
Well, he says Bama
and
to win
taking
after that.
Indiana.
So how could Bama win and you take Indiana to cover? He says Indiana to cover and Bama to win at 6.5.
If Indiana covers, that means Indiana wins.
Right.
You can take Bama to cover and Indiana to win. You can do
That's right.
that because if Indiana wins by a field goal and then
Exactly.
Bama covers,
Bama can't win if you take Indiana to cover. That's
yeah.
impossible unless you make two separate bets. But then you ain't gonna be gaining no money. But I don't know, man. Maybe Indiana will cover
I mean, I
6.5.
guess if
That's
you're
just a
teasing the
touchdown.
line, but
That's just a touchdown. 6.5 is just a touchdown. It ain't like they'd be dominating us. They could very well cover that, but I guess we'll see. We'll
yeah,
see.
but 6.5. 6.5 is not just a touchdown. 6.5 is also half a point more than 2 field goal lead. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
that half a point is a big deal, man. That's a big ass deal.
that's right.
You
I don't
know.
know. I guess we'll
And
see. I
so
mean,
is
the
and that's
bad
what I'm
thing
saying.
is,
If you can find a line, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but just if you can find a line at 7 or 7.5, you should jump all over that if you like Alabama.
that's right.
You know, and I mean, really, again, if Indiana wins, is that what we're really expecting? We really think Indiana's going to blow Alabama out like that? Now we're starting to get a little. This is starting to become crazy talk.
Well, the big thing is for Alabama, and normally I wouldn't like these long layoffs, but because we were so banged up, you're allowing Alabama to get healthy. They had 2 weeks off before the Oklahoma game, and now they have another 2 weeks off before Indiana. And Indiana's been sitting around for 4 weeks. That sometimes that's a little too much rest, don't you think?
Yeah, especially, once again, this is one of those things. You've never been there before. You've never had to worry about a 4-week break. That's never happened to you before, ever. So now all of a sudden, you're taking a long period off, and you know what's been happening, Jesse, in all that time? What's been going on in that 4-week break? What old Nick Saban would say? They've been eating on what they've been eating on. They've been eating on that what do you call it?
Rat,
That
rat poison.
rat poison. That's what I'm talking about. They've been eating on that rat poison. Oh, y'all are so great. Oh, y'all are doing what Indiana's never done before. Oh, Fernando's the Heisman winner. Oh my God, we're the best. I mean, it's the kiss of death, man. You know, it really is. And I've seen it happen to my team. You've clearly seen it happen to yours, where you get a long break and you come back and you just not playing like the last time you saw this team on the field, you know? And Indiana's going to have to, that's another thing that they, better be prepared, hopefully have been preparing to, guard against, but it's hard to do, man. That ultimately they're still young. They still never been there before. It's still a first time thing. It's still, I mean, again, I'm not trying to take away from the fact that it's got to be unbelievably exciting, like, for them. Like, I mean,
Yeah, of
I'm
course.
saying if I was in their shoes, I'd probably be geeking out, man.
Yeah,
You
they're
know, and
one of the losingest programs of all time.
right.
So
Like the amount of things that like think about what they go to bed dreaming about, like of like what they're gonna become. Like they are right now contemplating that they are potentially on the precipice of becoming living legends at the University of Indiana, where for the rest of their life, I mean, they're gonna put statues up of these guys. They're gonna be they're thinking about that. They're imagining what that's going to be like. I know that's what I would be doing, and or at least that's what I would be tempted to do. You hope that you could stay in the moment and focus, and hopefully, if your coaches have been there before and they know how to keep you focused, they can help. But the temptation to lose focus here and eat on that rat poison, that chocolate covered peppermint flavored rat poison, that Christmas yummy ass New Year's Eve celebration party like it's 1999 rat poison, that shit'll kill you,
oh
you
yeah,
know?
I hope it does because, like I said, it sort of validated us by beating Oklahoma, but at the same time, there's still people out there that say that neither team belonged in. So if we beat Indiana, they won't be able to argue with the fact that we belonged in the tournament. It'd be a null and void argument at that point. So that's that.
Well, I don't see, at the end of the day, if I'm an Alabama fan, I love the fact that you're an underdog. I,
Yeah,
I mean,
it just surprised me that
you
we were
know,
that big of an underdog. But like you said, Vegas is trying to get people to bet Alabama. So
how many times does Alabama get to come into a big ass game like that as the underdog? I mean,
well,
it doesn't happen very often.
I think
So you
that
gotta love it.
I think they take into account that Indiana's blowed out a lot of teams this year that were ranked at one point. But those were Big Ten schools, not SEC schools. Just saying. To me,
Yeah, dude.
they talking about we play cupcakes late in November. They play cupcakes within their conference late in November. You playing a team like Purdue? Really? Shit, man. I bet Mercer, a team we've played in the past, Division One AA school, I bet Mercer could beat Purdue. Yeah. I'm
Rutgers,
saying they got built-in cupcakes in their conference. So
Northwestern, I mean, come on. It's weak, man. It's weak, and some of the teams that used to be good, like Wisconsin under Barry Alvarez, but let's face it, they've never been the same since he left, and it wasn't like they were, world beaters while he was there, but they were at least had some legit teams from time to
well, I
time.
mean, they were all right under Brett Belima for a time, but he got pissed off at Barry Alvarez and left and went to Arkansas. So
Well, I feel, and maybe I'm wrong, but it just feels like it's been a really long time since there's been a legitimate competitive team, Wisconsin team. It's
that's
been a
right.
long time. I don't remember one, you
All
know?
right, brother. I appreciate you coming on with me today. I got to get to it. I got to go take care of a few things for this Christmas that's coming tomorrow. But I appreciate you jumping on here
Absolutely.
with me.
Hell yeah, man. Merry Christmas to everybody in the posse. We'll uh we'll see y'all soon, man. We'll see y'all soon. Take it easy, brother.
All right, brother. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, man.
And that was Killer Breeze, the consummate Oklahoma Roughneck. But I'm going to come back on here and do a show again, probably once or twice before the football game. I'll ask for y'all's predictions in. The line will probably be done come down by that point, I'm guessing. By the time game time gets here, I'm guessing the line will be between 3.5 and 4. What do y'all think? Chris Camp says they play cupcakes all season, and usually they're one of those cupcakes. Thunder OU Sooner says what the thing is with Indiana fans are getting way too cocky because they're not used to winning. Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. And Billy F. and Murray says that Bama's schedule has been cast iron compared to Indiana's. I agree with that too. But yeah, Merry Christmas to everybody. Y'all have a good time with your family, and see what Lad's got to say before we get out of here. Lad says, hey, Outlaw, those 17 were not your fans. I am. I can take my links. You mean your lumps, right? I can take my lumps when Sooners lose. You have been fair to us Okies. Well, I appreciate y'all sticking it out with me, showing that you have a spine and you got thick skin, because those people, like you say, they're thin skinned and they're not really fans of the show anyway. If you got to have you basically sugarcoat everything and Mary Poppins shit. I'm not no Mary Poppins fan. That's why a lot of my Alabama fans don't like me. I've called Nick Saban out for numerous things. Just because he's rich and he's won a lot of football games does not make him a god, and it does not make him right all the time. But I appreciate those of y'all that have stuck with me. Once again, Merry Christmas. Y'all have a great holiday season with your families and be safe. KMCA to all the other teams, especially Notre Dame. Class is now dismissed.